So to get started, we're going to work with the ring right away. That will be part of the starting chain. I really like a pot holder to have the ring attached somehow, not just kind of as an afterthought. And if you know my fish pot holders, which I will link, they have the same thing. All right, so make a loop. Get your, whatever it is you're using. I'll link the rings that I'm using. Let me see how big these are. This is a 2-inch ring. I wouldn't go too much smaller because of how much you have to work in it. It can be a little awkward. So I am going to chain regardless of what size. So there's 2 size pot holders. You're going to do the same amount of chains onto the ring, which is 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then keep chaining, depending which size you're making. The pattern is linked. You can go look and see which one you're making. Again, I highly encourage you to make both sizes because different sizes have different uses. But I'm just going to do a sample. So I'll do another 10 here. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 8 plus 10, 18 chains. 8 on the ring plus the 10 I just made. Actually, let me make it 11 so I have an even count. That's my chain 1 turn. Then I'm going to start doing the setup for the thermal stitch. So skip the first chain and work single crochet across. So I will have 18 single crochet when I'm done here. And the pattern will tell you how many you'll have for the size you're making. Oops, I think I missed part of my, yeah, I split the yarn just a little. Right, as I get back to those stitches that have been mounted already on the ring, I'll keep working in that back loop. To the end, got my last stitch. Pull through, chain 1, and then work back. So I'll have 18 going in both directions, and I'm only working in the back loop as I work across. I'll be doing that this whole time. So that's all the thermal stitch is bringing together back loops. It's not difficult, but if you haven't done it before, it can seem a little strange. I remember when I first learned it, I couldn't get the hang of it. It took me many times. but now I do it quite a bit. And if you're here because you like my thermal bag strap, then you already know this stitch and you know working it onto hardware directly. I'm coming to the end of my row. That's 16, 17, and 18. So that's the setup, and now we're going to do the stadium seating, as I call it, because when you turn, you look at this. You see how it's stacked? This row is higher than this row. So the stitches will be bringing the two together, making nearly a double thick stitch. And the thermal stitch looks like thermal undergarment. It's not just warm, but it has that same resemblance to the textured thermals, the waffle stitch. All right, so I've chained one. Let's get close here. So I'm going again, back loop, matching up with the back loop of the row below, staggered below. So both those are the loops on the hook. Pull up and then yarn over and finish the stitch. So you see the loop here, the front loop is exposed, and it will be the back row when we come back to work on it. All right, so back loop matched up with the back loop of the row below. And you'll see they just come together very easily. So the work will be facing you like this instead of like this, where you normally work this way, going to be working from the side. Again, this is the back loop of the top row, and the seat, the row below, is exposed. I easily slip my needle or my hook into it to pull up that loop, connecting the two rows, and then draw through. Back loop and back loop together, pull through. And that's all there is to it, very simple. Now it does help to have a smooth hook to work this, because this, I find this a little bit more of a laborsome stitch, just because of the way you have to hold it. And if you have a hook that you really have to force, if it's not a smooth metal hook, you know, use what you have. But if you have one that's got a nicer polished metal, that's going to be helpful. And then also I want to show you a little tricky spot and how to manage it best. And so I'm at the end of the row, and I'm at that last stitch. And this one is always a bugger to me, because it's hard to see inside this little corner where you grab both your loops. See, I went in and all I got was one. There's supposed to be two loops on that hook. And you can dig around in there, but what I do, I go with the smaller hook, and this, if I had this in the size that I'm working with to make the dishcloth, I would use it, but I only have it in the 4mm. I need to get it in the other sizes, because this to me is the best hook of all. I can work through things really quickly with ease. I don't get any arm or wrist soreness, because this metal is so smooth and this head is perfect. It's perfectly pointed, even compared to, these are both Atimo hooks. I use all different hooks, but even here you can see this hook is more tapered, and it works into this corner like nobody's business. So it goes right in there and gets, well, now it's a dark color so I can't see it, of course, but it'll go in there and get both my loops on the hook that I need to complete this stitch. Pull out my yarn, keep it a little loose since this is a smaller hook, and then put this back in. So if you start getting frustrated, find your smaller hook. I'll link my little nifty red one here, but if you have a crochet set that you like, pull it out and get a smaller hook to help you with those corners. All right, so I've chained one, and again, see my stadium seating, how it's staggered. go into that first loop. So you've got to keep your stitch count exactly perfect or you won't have straight edges on your pot holder. There we go. And I'll just keep working this until it is the width that matches the length that I chained. And then I'll show you how you finish off when you're done with your length of your pot holder. On my last row, and this is how you finish the thermal stitch. So instead of working into the back loops here and here like you have been, you're going to work the entire stitch. So I'll pull up the 2 loops of the stitch of the last row I just made and then go into that loop like I have been on the row down below or the previous row. And the stitch, then the stitch below. Stitch, and that back loop of the stitch below. Then you can see when you look at it from this side, and this side, it's perfectly even. There's no trace of working this kind of stadium seating, as I call it, of all